Idubbbz, first known as Ian Cornelius Dubbs, is now known as his wife's last name, Ian Kane Joma. He started off doing some video game stuff, like Slenderman Gangnam Style, swiftly moving into making fun of stuff that's found on Kickstarter.
Today's project is so fucking bad that it has a negative amount of backers and a negative amount of dollars funded so far.
Which didn't stir up any controversy at all, I'm sure. Through all this though, Idubbbz came out on top, definitely. The people he was beefing with and fighting with over here were definitely a bunch of clowns, and he was way above them. He started opening boxes in his bedroom.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Bad Unboxing. Bad Unboxing, Bad Unboxing, Bad Unboxing, Bad Unboxing, Bad Unboxing, Bad Unboxing.
And that definitely didn't result in him getting sent a bunch of things by fans that were increasingly ludicrous, just so that their items might make it into a video or anything. He did some food reviewing.
There's a lot of health benefits to pickles as well.
And all this brought him some decent fame, meaning that he could finally collaborate with a bunch of creators that had the same type of content as he did.
It's got some nice little stairs. Fucking protect me, dude! Ah! Fuck!
We've earned our freedom.
We get released from the ranch.
How about one more for old time's sakes?
And then out of nowhere, Ian became a cop. The lawless wasteland of YouTube in 2015 was filled with degenerates creating content that was so horrific, nobody quite knew how to deal with it. But Ian did. It was Idubbbz to the rescue, and he created one of the most sought-after series of all time, Content Cop.
We do here is go back.
No stranger to controversy, Idubbbz decided that he was going to be the one to take down these channels, or at least show them how they can be criticized and how much controversy they've started. And throughout it all, he only had one video taken down out of this series. The mass number of them were demonetized, but it goes to show, with the amount of views that these all have, this was his greatest accomplishment to date. After uploading his last Content Cop style episode, titled Content Deputy AJP, as in Asian Jake Paul, he kind of went on with what he was doing previously, but started uploading a little bit different content. A lot of complaining videos about smaller topics or smaller items that just really peeved him or irritated him, and you know, it was some decent content for a little while, got some pretty good views and stuff, but he kind of slowed down after the Content Cop era ended. And we were all wondering, what's next? What's the next big thing for Idubbbz? Little did we know, it was coming up. And for those of us who don't follow him on any of their social media, like myself, it was a huge surprise, albeit an awesome one. A little-known YouTuber named Airsoft Fatty was discovered by Idubbbz at a certain point, and Idubbbz decided his next big project was going to be to make a documentary on Airsoft Fatty, his friends, his struggles, his life, and YouTube. And I have to say, as a fan of Idubbbz, I went in, jumped in, both feet, and it was amazing. Now, a lot of people say that he was making fun of Airsoft Fatty throughout the entire thing, and honestly, the first time watching it, I couldn't tell. I didn't know if he was actually making fun of him or genuinely interested. I think there's a little bit of both. But for the most part, he was just illustrating Airsoft Fatty's life and bringing him into the forefront of all of his fans and stuff, having much more of a fan base than Airsoft Fatty had. It worked out in his favor too. Afterwards, Airsoft Fatty had a pretty good following, and he bumped up his numbers on YouTube and everything, and since he's actually done pretty well for himself. He's been featured in a couple more videos from Idubbbz. He actually sang the national anthem for his creator clash event, and it was an amazing event. So yeah, Airsoft Fatty's doing great for himself, and this whole documentary was just an amazing experience and totally out of left field for Idubbbz especially. So we were all very excited for the next one, if there was going to be a next one, and certainly it was going to be just as good. Dax Flame is something of an enigma to most people, and for me, the first time I remember seeing him was as the cameraman in a movie called Project X, an amazing party movie that was just big for me and all my friends back in the day, in my party days that is. But Dax Flame had a history on YouTube well before that event, when he got his big break in the movies. He's since featured in both 21 and 22 Jump Street, and it's just been a great ride for him. He's kind of fallen off in recent years, but he's slowly building it back. And once Idubbbz discovered that he wanted to make a video on Dax Flame, it was all over. Dax opened his door to Idubbbz and had full conversations with him. The awkwardness was there, the total ineptitude for regular conversation. It was just total Dax Flame, and I'm not dogging the guy. He's an excellent person, and you know, he's trying his best right now to make it back into the YouTube hemisphere and everything, but man, that documentary it hit hard. It was such a good follow-up to the Airsoft Fatty documentary, and kudos to Idubbbz because he did a really good job with this one as well, and really illustrated all the struggles of a former star who was really high up and kind of fell from grace a bit. But to his credit, Dax, like I said, is making a move and continuing on and continuing to collaborate with other creators and making his time worthwhile on YouTube. There's a third one called Getting Away With It, which documented a little bit about Sam Hyde, but I don't really know too much about Sam Hyde, and he's kind of an enigma as well. I know he's very popular, or at least used to be, and he's got a lot of things going on. But yeah, he totally got Idubbbz back. He totally saw it coming and just agreed to it, and there was a little bit of controversy on whether or not they were going to release the video, and Idubbbz said he was going to, and then didn't, and then Sam Hyde said some stuff about it, and then said he wanted to release his footage, and did, and then Idubbbz was like, alright, well, I'll release mine, and I think there was a lot of embarrassment all around, but, you know, it was a pretty good one, just totally different than the other two previously, so still a good documentary, but the vein, the type of documentary was just a lot different. And yeah, credit to Sam Hyde and Idubbbz. They worked well together, at least with the small amount of controversy in that video. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. In 2021, Idubbbz married a fellow content creator, and her name is Anissa Jama. Now, she has her own level of controversy surrounding her, and I don't know much about her as well, but I do know that there was a huge controversy that surrounded this, and I'm sure that anybody watching understands what I'm about to say. Idubbbz, while they were dating, was called out for allowing her to have an OnlyFans. Now, I think, personally, OnlyFans has done more to empower females than anything else in this world, and that's just a personal statement. But Idubbbz totally flew off the handle and made a video about people calling him stuff, and he said that's simply not the case. It's a little bit difficult to get a hold of, but that came out of left field as well. I didn't expect him to ever get married, let alone to somebody like this, and yet their personalities kind of go together. They clash sometimes, but what couple doesn't? And they've made the best of it, so I guess that's pretty good for them. And I'm glad Ian's happy. At least he seems happy. The whole taking her last name thing was a little bit odd, but you know what? Hey, it's 2023. Things happen, right? Things change. What's normal won't necessarily be normal in the future. So, with that said, I think that these two are going to go a decent ways together, and it's going to end in flames. Personal opinion, and that's it. Creator Clash was by far the best YouTube started event I've ever seen in my entire life. It was an amazing spectacle, and the fact that all of the proceeds went to charity was even more impressive than anything else I could have ever thought. When it was announced, I was stoked, and I know the rest of the internet felt the same. It was just an awesome, unprecedented event that was created by a guy who isn't known for anything nearly to do with boxing at all. And all of these guys that took part in the actual event, honestly, I don't think hardly any of them had any boxing knowledge before they started training up, and they didn't have a whole lot of time. Watching all of them go toe-to-toe in the ring and watching Dad just totally smash somebody else's face in and Michael Reeves go completely crazy out there was awesome and just amazing. And they've recently came out and said there's going to be a Creator Clash 2. It's happening later this year, and I am absolutely stoked. Count me in. I cannot wait to see what happens between all these other creators, and hopefully there's future events. So there it is. That's the latest crowning achievement for Idubbbz. I've got nothing else to say in this video except for praise him for creating such a good amount of content over the years. I get it. He started off with a bunch of controversy. YouTube was a different spectrum in those times. It totally was a Wild West. And now, with all the adpocalypse things happening, creators have had to dial it back a lot and actually create different content. And Idubbbz has managed to thrive over all these years and continue on, as well as most of the people he collaborated with, albeit some of them changed their script completely. But it still works out, and I'm very happy that we still have Idubbbz on the internet, and I'm pretty excited to see what comes up next. Hopefully another documentary, and we know Creator Clash is coming, so that's going to be awesome. I've been Bogart, and if you've made it this far in the video, I'd like to say thank you. It's hard to get retention in my videos because I'm such a small creator and my editing skills are kind of lackluster. But I really do appreciate every single one of you who clicked on the video, and I really hope that you guys want to make a comment down below. Tell me what I did do right, tell me what I didn't do right, tell me what you want to see, and I can make more videos just like this, or I can make new ones. If you guys have any suggestions, I am more than willing to take those and run with them. I'm Bogart, and this is my channel. Have a great day, guys, and I'll hope to see you in the next one.